everyone, welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. Sorry I have been absent from YouTube recently. It's been a while since I put up an episode, mainly because I get discouraged. I am still struggling to figure out VideoPad. The last episode I put up, it froze at a certain part of the episode, and you could hear my voice, you could hear me reviewing the wines, but it froze on a frame and I couldn't fix it. I didn't take it off of there because I couldn't reshoot the video. You can hear my reviews and all that. So I apologize for that. I tried to fix it on the editing side, but somehow I think there's some, digits and numerals and things that attached to that particular video that made it do the same thing over again. So anyway, I don't totally understand VideoPad yet. It makes me a little bit nervous to do an episode because then I have to go into my office and try to figure out how to put it up on YouTube after I've used VideoPad. So just bear with me. I'll get it eventually. I am an old dog, but I can be taught new tricks, and I am going to learn VideoPad. We're going to South Africa today. We'll probably do a couple of episodes about South Africa. I will get this video up on YouTube. My girlfriend and I have been talking about going there, so it kind of piqued my interest. About 10 years ago, South African wines were really, really hot. Everybody wanted to try them and that sort of thing. And they've kind of, petered off a little bit. They've gotten, the interest in South African wines has waned just a little bit. But for some reason, I just wanted to try them. And I found a supplier or distributor that had a fair amount of South African wines. So that got me even more excited. So we're going to start off with 3 different reds from South Africa. And the first one we're going to do is a Pinotage. Now, Pinotage is one of those wines that you'll probably only see out of South Africa. At least I've only seen them out of South Africa. And that doesn't mean that somebody else hasn't done it. It's a cross between Pinot Noir and Cinsault. Now, I've had some really bad Pinotage. And I have yet to find a good one, so I'm kind of excited to try this one. This is the... I got to change glasses, excuse me, I'm struggling with my prescription again, going to see the eye doctor on Monday. This is the 2015. It says Bostock Pinotage from Mann Family Wines. And this rolls in at $8. That even makes me more nervous. $8. Let's get my hand out of the way. $8. There you go. Okay, let's give it a little rinse. Seriously, I've had trouble finding a really good Pinotage. And when I went to Somm class, one of the master Somms got a little bit snooty and said there's no such thing as a good Pinotage. If that were the case, nobody would do them. And I never would say that about any wine, although I have not tried a good one yet. This was only $8, so this is a great value. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little burnt match component coming through. I get cherries, a little bit of licorice, a little bit of bark, all very good things to get out of a wine. Sorry, I can't keep those on. It's too blurry see, now with these glasses I can see perfectly clear, but I can't read anything. And something's wrong with the prescription. I can read a little bit, but not very well. Anyway, enough of that. So I get burnt match, cherries, bark, a little bit of licorice. Yeah, the bark component really comes through on this. Let's see what we get on the palate. Pleasantly surprised with this wine. I get good fruit up front. That licorice kind of melds with the cherries quite a bit right up front. The bark component comes through immediately. I get some red flowers that come through on the back side, which is quite interesting. The tannins are soft, but there's a little bit of acidity there that kind of gives it a little bit of attitude on the palate. And you get just a little bit of that burnt match component just around the backside. It's hardly off-putting. I can tolerate it. It's good. I'm really surprised with this wine. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this wine. It's simple, but it has some complexity to it, which you don't always expect for $8. I would have no problem serving this at my house as a table wine with spaghetti, pizza, chili, perhaps, or hamburgers, anything like that. This would be an excellent wine, really would. $8, a good value. This is definitely going in the set at the store. Good balance, good balance. And I do like that little bit of rusticity that comes through. That bark component really makes it interesting for me. Remember, this is my palate, not yours. But I find that that's a very good wine. I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to go B- on this wine. I think for $8, it's a great value. Let's move on. 2015 Rheineck Vinehugger Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot. And this is the Western Cape region. Now, this one just said, I forgot to say that, coastal region. So a lot of these wineries source their fruit from all over the place, and Stellenbosch is one of the bigger regions of South Africa. So they'll source their fruit from many areas, kind of like Columbia Valley in Washington State. A lot of people will just source their fruit from all different appellations around Columbia Valley. So not necessarily terroir, specifically terroir driven, but so this is Western Cape, which is, this is actually the western side of Stellenbosch is where the winery is located. This rolls in at $17, and I'm going to give you a little close-up of this. There you go. Excited to try this. Cab Merlot, 80% Cabernet Sauvignon, 20% Merlot, and the wines are from organically grown grapes. But they're probably not certified organic, although I'm not sure about that. I'm not going to get into that right now. I didn't do the research on that. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little sloppy there. A little slop action going on. Okay. Oh, holy moly. I get like poop on holly leaves. Definitely herbaceous, very tiny herbaceous. I get like, it reminds me of holly leaves for some reason. Like we had a holly bush next to our house, and that smell is really prominent to me with a little bit of poop. And I'm getting a little bit of what is that? A little mintiness coming through too. Almost like eucalyptus. Now the fruit is more like it reminds me of red berries, not specifically currants, not specifically cherries, kind of a churrants, I guess. There you go, there's my word. A little bit of churrant action. This also has a little bark component coming through too. Let's see what we get on the palate. Wow, that is polished. I feel like I had marbles rolling around in my mouth too, with the wine. Very polished, very interesting mouthfeel to me. I think a lot of you will like that. You probably don't think of marbles. That's what I have between my ears. That's probably why I'm thinking that. But also good fruit. I get a combination of currants and cherries. Churrants. Interesting. I get that feel of eucalyptus right on the back, right on the top of the mid palate coming through. And there's definitely some green action on the finish, but it's not prominent. It's not something that's going to turn you off if you don't like herbaceous wines. But it's there, it kind of lurks in the background, kind of peeks its head out every once in a while. I get that, which adds character to this wine, quite a bit of character. And the licorice comes through right on the backside. I'm finding this wine to be very interesting. That's two in a row. $17. Pretty good value. Dig the mouthfeel on this. Really cool, that kind of polished marble thing going on. But it's really quite a potpourri of herbaceous, cherries, currants, bark, tobacco, getting a little spice like white pepper action on the backside. I like that wine. That is very good wine. That's again, it is definitely would benefit from food. Like I would have this with a steak for sure, or a stew or something like that. I could drink it by itself. I certainly like that mouthfeel. I like that kind of polished tannin sort of thing going on, but it has attitude right at the finish. I like that spiciness on this. This would be a great pizza wine. Great pizza wine. That herbaceousness, like I said, it's just there. For those of you guys who like a little herb, like a little lettuce with your wine, there's just enough that you notice it. But not too much for those guys who really don't like that style in their wines. Very, very good wine. I'm gonna have to go BB plus on that. I think that's a really nice effort. I really like it. Let's move on. It's kind of cool when you get an $8 wine, a $17 wine that are good. Really excited about that. These will be in that set. I kind of worked my set out a little bit to include some more South African wines. I get a few people ask for them, but I think I'll have to try and hand set these. 2013, Helderberg Winery, established in 1906. Cabernet Sauvignon from Stellenbosch, the big wine growing region of South Africa. Let's see, 14.5 alcohol, wine of South Africa. Let's see the label. This rolls in at $14. Can you see that? I like the label on this. I'm not much of a label guy. I mean, I think there are some really ugly labels, and I think the wineries hurt themselves by using them. But it's not how I judge a wine is by its label. I certainly don't buy a wine by its label. A lot of people do. So it's the cool thing I like about the wine shop I work in is I can guarantee, I always tell everybody, if it has a cool label, don't worry about it. It's going to be a good wine because I tasted it. I made sure. I hate selling wines with these really cool kind of nifty labels that attracts people, and then they buy it and it's crap wine. There's nothing worse. So when I see that kind of thing where it's a cool label on it, like Mad Housewife or something, I gotta make sure that wine is good before I put it on the shelf. So there you go. I don't want anybody to be rudely awakened by a bad wine with a cute label. All right, let's see what we get on the nose. This is Cabernet Sauvignon. Oh boy, talk about green. This is really green. This is like asparagus and lettuce and like romaine lettuce and some like green twigs, things like that, like blackberry vine, things like that. Or as they say in the wine nomenclature, Parisines. But I don't like to talk like that because I know a lot of you guys don't really give a crap about that sort of thing. Maybe you do, maybe you do. I shouldn't assume that, but just say it like it is. It smells like blackberry vines, like leaves, like twigs, like celery. Well, let's not have too much celery in it. I get a lot of like dirt component coming through, like like on a trail. You got all the little dried branches and that kind of dirt. Not a lot of fruit coming through on this. I get a little bit of like red currants coming through. And there's some licorice notes. Let's see what we got on the palate. Very green. Curious what's going to be on the palate. Wow. Talk about a tale of two wines. I mean, if there's some green in there, as green as it smelled, it's not on the palate, maybe really slightly towards the back end. I get really, really solid, ripe black currants, but it's not over the top. I mean, it's very balanced, good structure. get sweet tannins. Definitely, there's sweet tannins. But like I said, good structure, good balance. It's not. And then there's good acidity on the back end. I get a little bit of attitude from the tannins on the back side. You get a little bit of that grip action on the back. But there's those right currents with those, and the tannins are polished except on the finish. But with those right currents comes bark, tobacco, a little bit of earth, dirt components coming through. But it doesn't taste dirty. It just has that kind of, when we say dirt, now I have not gone out eating dirt lately, not since I was a kid. But you know that smell, like if you're running through the woods, you get that smell, and that kind of comes into your mouth a little bit? That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, right at the back end, you get a little bit of that, like blackberry vine kind of parasite thing going on. When you use the word, you know what I'm talking about now. Yeah, good balance though. I'm liking this wine. $14 cab. This could stand up to a lot of cabs from Washington State and California in that same price range. I'm really liking this. I'm going to go B plus on this one also. Nice job. I like it. I was a little nervous about the Pinotage. Wasn't sure about the other two. But this cab really delivers for 14 bucks, as does the Cab Merlot for 17. And I think that Pinotage, if you want to try a Pinotage for the first time, you want to see what it's all about, that's probably not going to be a super complex wine, but it certainly would fit into your table wine category. Cool. Thanks for watching, and hook me up on Twitter at StanTheWineMan. Follow my blog, StanTheWineMan.com, and the Blue Collar Wine Guy on the Seattle PI. And there you go. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping this guy.